Northwest FM coverage from Elsternwick Park, and we have just confirmed that we'll be number 14 in the record is McMahon, but it is actually Ibrahim, and he has kicked a goal and been a star for the Eagles on the smoke-free scoreboard, kicking with a big breeze. 7 goals, 143 to St Kevin's, 1 goal, 3-9. The breeze is to the golf course end, the scoreboard end at Elsternwick Park. Now, is this a big enough lead? Is this a match-winning lead, Nick Burke?
Well, if Marcelin continue to play the way they did in that last 15 minutes where they had composure and skill, yes, I think it is.
Umpire Hinton to restart play, the start of the second term. Caffrey in the centre for Marcelin. Pickford it is up against Brown. Pickford gets the tap, doing well there, Pickford. Ground level though, can't find a teammate. Frasina gets in there for Marcelin. Hand passes into a pack of players. Have to go again with the bounce, still in the centre.
I agree with Nick Burke. I think the game is right in the balance here now for St Kevin's. A great opening first quarter by Marcelin, 7 goals. St Kevin's need to put some scoreboard pressure on by the 10-minute mark, and I'm talking 3 goals.
Slattery and McMillan on the bench for Marcelin. From the bounce, down to a pack of players. We'll go again with the bounce. And I'm trying to see who the third player is on the bench. He's getting plenty of attention from the trainers. That is Marsden, who went off in that second term. He looked pretty sore, didn't he?
He did. Ankle injury or shin, something of that nature. Interesting, Chris Slattery's on the bench at the moment.
Well, Brown gets the tap for Marcelin. Marcus Dolman's there, though, for St Kevin's. Traps the ball, punches it out along the ground. Brown goes back in for Marcelin. Another pack forms. Gee, this is ugly.
They won't play Caffrey and Slattery on the ball at the same time there, Mick, and Caffrey's having a run on the ball at the moment, but the way this game is panning out, the Marcelin midfield, the most dominant in the competition. If the guys in the midfield are getting their hands on the ball, which they are at the moment, very difficult for the opposition to get anything going. Pickford
got the tap, but it went over to Deneen of Marcelin, and he is tackled. And we'll throw it back to the umpire. Tackled by Greenham. It's on the arc. Marcelin to attack. Huge breeze they're facing in this term, but they lead by 34 points. At quarter time, the change has not moved as we've gone 2 minutes into this second term. Now, picking the ball up beautifully is Godwin. Hand passes to his teammate in Brown. Kick over towards O'Flynn, couldn't take the mark. His teammate in Caffrey picks it up. Hand passes back to Brown, back in the centre of Elsternwick Park. Over to Glenn Cox. He now drop punts it, hoping for a mark. He's got it. Taken by Fraser, his teammate of Marcelin. Short passes on to Trigonown. Just fell over. Couldn't take the mark. Picked up by Marnie of Scobbers. His hand passes towards the boundary line. Trigonown attacks it for the Eagles. Just can't control it. Goes out of bounds. 50 away from the Marcelin goals. On the smoke-free scoreboard, they're 7-1-43. St Kevin's 1-3-9. 2 minutes into the second term.
One of the advantages that Marcelin enjoy here, Brad, is the fact that they can have Steve O'Flynn rucking with Mark Brown dropping back to the half-back flank as he is doing right now. Big advantage.
Well, a couple of free kicks have just been missed. The ball's worked it back out to Callery. He's given a huge tackle by Moran. Ball jars out, back into a pack of players near the boundary line. 55 away from the Marcelin goals. It's worked out to Caffrey, over to O'Flynn. A couple of the veterans, short pass in, beautiful. It finds Ibrahim, and it's 25 metres against Marcus Dolman. What would have been a terribly difficult conversion has just become a lot easier, and certainly Ibrahim will be within scoring range. He'll shoot from 20 metres into this stiff breeze. Still a difficult shot, and his side, they lead by 34. It could be 40 points shortly.
Absolute cardinal sin by Dolman then. There was no need to sling him to the ground. He knew he had marked it. He was well out of range. Now it's a 50-50.
Ibrahim already has 1 goal. On the practice wicket area, one of the hardest pockets, Death Valley, we should call it, at Elsternwick Park on a day like today where the wind is blowing so hard. His drop punt, it's close. I think it's just hit the post. It has, only behind. Smoke-free scoreboard, Marcelin 7-2-44, St Kevin's 1-3-9, 4 minutes into the second term.
First 3 or 4 minutes, Marcelin's use of the football has been terrific. They've found targets against a very strong gale.
O'Keefe restarts play for St Kevin's, kicks right into the centre square, ball's bouncing out now to the half-forward line. There's Ben Dolman, his teammate gathers, but he's tackled immediately by Godwin. Into a pack, another bounce, and we'll be interested to note, Nick Burke, to see how often the umpires call time on in these all these bounces and restarts of play.
Yeah, you'd think they'd get it consistent after some criticism they've copped lately.
Now there's the bounce on the point of the square. Brown got the tap for Marsland, but it goes to Pickford, his opponent. He taps over his teammate Kempton. His hand passes towards centre half forward. Beautiful, Glenn Cox. Great ball carrying for Marsland, and his kick is pin pass perfect to Johnston on the smoke-free wing.
Marsland again, once again, they're hitting their targets with precision. Garvey stands in the way, their centre half back. He's the state centre half back. He's had a good year, and he'll relieve the pressure once again for St.
Is
Kevin's.
he fit, Mick?
Doesn't look to be 100%, but they need him out there. They need his height.
Mick and Nick, doesn't matter. Brown takes the mark. Beautiful mark over the pack by the big fellow. Left half back for Marsland. 44 plays 9. Oh, kicks in the man the mark. That was Kempton. The ball's loose. Picked up by O'Keefe of Scobbers. Hand passes to Dolman. Marcus taken too high by Cox. Picked up. Free kick. They had him too, didn't they? Would have been holding the ball.
Interesting, before the runner was out for Marsland, illustrating to their players they must keep their forward line wide open, and right now they've only got 2 in the arc.
Now Marcus Dolman squares it to centre half forward. Good pass. It's found his teammate Greenham. He'll be within range. He's going back to the centre wicket. It might be 60 metres, but with this breeze, if you're a decent kick, you're a good chance.
What's his kicking range like, Nick?
I wouldn't have thought so. And they've got Mark Brown on the line as well.
He's found it.
It's a huge drop punt, and it's gone through to the car park. A tremendous goal by Greenham.
Mark Brown would have had to be in 25 foot to touch that.
And Marsland 7-2-44 on the smoke-free scoreboard. St. Kevin's 2-3-15, the first goal of the second term, and it's come up to St. Kevin's at the 6-minute mark.
It is the first goal of the second term, and that's the first of 3 that they require, I believe, before the 10-minute mark. There is a long way to go this quarter, and they just need to mount the attack again.
Into the centre, umpire Gibson, Brown against Pickford. It's been a good tussle here in the centre, and Pickford's doing better. Again, he gets the tap, but it goes to Deneen, his opponent. He's forced to hand pass under pressure. In the bottom of the pack, Sadler. He's gone down, Sadler. He looks hurt. The tackle was strong from Cox.
I think he was a bit unlucky not to get in the back then, but Mark Gibson, the umpire, couldn't see.
A blood rule here, Nick. It's against O'Connor, one of the best players.
And Slattery's also now preparing to come back onto the ground.
I'd say it'd probably be Caffrey that they'll take off, you would imagine. The Marsland runner's going to the forward line, and in fact he's bringing off the big fella in Purcell. Hasn't had a great influence on the game at the moment, but certainly conditions aren't suitable for him.
And Slattery's canny ability, unorthodox style to get around players and be elusive, could prove influential against the wind playing as a forward pocket.
And Bowles has come on to replace O'Connor. They want to make sure they get him straight back on. He's been one of the finds of the year for St. Kevin's.
Interesting, Nick, you said before about Caffrey and Slattery. Now we've got the situation where they are both on the ground. Thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think whilst they're getting the ball, you go with it. And that's what happened in the semi-final. They both dominated. So
well, Pickford's got the tap over to Byrne. He's kicked, though, intercepted. Great, strong mark by Marsland. And it's Jarrett. Jarrett, his first possession of the game. He looked bad there when he was going back to Jallis Jarrett. He threw his arm out, could have given the free kick away. Anyway, his kick's gone to his teammate Slattery. Gets over to Fraser. He was taken too high. His hand pass has gone to Brown, and the free kick has come back. It was too high. Yes, and it's going to be a free to Fraser, but Brown's got it because the hand pass was downfield.
Interesting, Slattery's gone on the ball and Caffrey has drifted forward. Very dangerous, Caffrey, when the ball gets into that forward line, 1 out.
8 minutes, second term, 44 plays 15. Marsland leads. The big mark taken by O'Keefe.
I think he's been about their best player.
Following Caffrey down there is Finch.
His kick is into the centre for St. Kevin's. One hand up, Kempton. You don't take marks like that. Coming through Sampermon. Gathers the ball, immediately tackled, and will have a bounce in the centre of Elsternwick Park. Smoke-free scoreboard, 8 minutes, second term. Marsland 7-2-44, St. Kevin's 2-3-15. This second quarter is brought to you by Crown Entertainment. Now, there's the bounce, taken by Byrne of St. Kevin's. Kicks to centre half forward, no one there. Jarrett takes the mark for Marsland.
That's the problem. St. Kevin's are going with a very short forward line. They should be running the ball in, not bombing it, for that very reason.
Well, the kick's gone over to the boundary line. It was touched before it went out. We'll have a throw in. 80 metres away from the St. Kevin's goals. They don't seem to have the right system here, Mick.
No, they don't. And Nick's hit the nail on the head there. They are going in long, but with a short forward line, how are they going to convert? The Marsland players are waiting back, and they're obviously getting the fall of the ball because it's going further than expected.
Well, Money, he links with Sadler. His kick is into the half-forward area. Up high was Lucas. Ground level, Ben Dolman for the St. Kevin's. His kick, the snapshot, misses, just sneaks in for a behind. Smoke-free scoreboard, 9 minutes, second term. Marcelin, 7-2-44. St. Kevin's, 2-4-16.
And if you have a look at down at the numbers behind at the scoreboard end, it's an enormous scob hill down there. They've got thousands of supporters that turned out today to support St. Kevin's. And at the other end of the ground, equal amount of numbers sitting down enjoying the day are the Marcelin supporters.
Now Seabury to restart play for Marcelin. His teammates huddle, now they spread. They've been sharing the kick-ins, have the Eagles. Seabury kicks to the arc, Brown in front of O'Shea, takes the overhead mark, playing well is Brown. Now his drop punt, outer wing. Hoping for a mark, he finds it. Ibrahim, been a tremendous player. We thought it was McMahon earlier. Apologies to both players. It is Ibrahim. He's marked behind the wing. 7-2 plays 2-4. St. Kevin's need a goal. We're 10 minutes into the second term. There's the drop punt. Oh, free loose player. And the mark is with Macmillan or...
Fraser,
no,
I think.
No, it might be Moran.
No, it's Jared Fraser.
Well, Fraser down the line, Slattery, chip pass, retaining possession.
Garth Pickford's really sort of come into this game. He's a ruckman for St. Kevin's. He's their #1 choice, and he's not touching it anywhere near enough.
And I was saying he was doing quite well in the ruck. Well, Slattery's kick, big kick, holds up, centre half forward. Over the back, Pickford can't take the mark for St. Kevin's. Ground level, ball's bouncing towards the boundary line. There's Slattery again. And he picks up 10 metres as he hand passed the ball out of bounds. Gee, he's got some experience on his side.
Oh, he does. He's a tremendous player. He's been with Marcelin for many, many years, and he always plays well in the big games. Hard one to curtail, Slattery.
Now from the throw-in, again an awkward throw-in. It's beaten all the players, bouncing towards the centre. Cox picks it up for Marcelin. Runs around, short pass. Now he finds Fraser, his teammate for the Eagles. He's at 65 metres on the awkward pocket, or the awkward flank of Elsternwick Park. Big breeze faces him, so he short passes. David Johnson takes the mark. Point of the square.
They're chewing up the clock here as well. It must be frustrating as he goes short. Tregennan marks right on the 45. He'll be out of range, so he'll be looking to do something creative here.
You beat me to the punch there, Nick. Exactly what they're doing that.
Well, Treger's kick, hoping for Caffrey. Can't take the mark. Ground level. Deneen goes in. Throws himself over the ball.
He's got 4 to
gathers it
beat.
in. He punches it back out towards Caffrey. He jars it out. O'Keefe picks it up for St. Kevin's. Half a kick goes to Gian Siracusa. Off the ball. Free kick going to Callery against Caffrey. Callery for St. Kevin's, right half back.
Best and fairest winner this year for St. Kevin's.
St. Kevin's have got the ball here and they're kicking with the wind, but they're the ones under pressure. Marcelin are really throwing everything at them in this first 15 minutes.
We're now entering 12 and 13 minute mark, and it's starting to get a little bit desperate for St. Kevin's.
Well, Callery kicks the smoke-free wing. Jarrett up there, spikes beautifully. Ground level, it's hoovered well by Sadler of St. Kevin's. Kicks it to his half-forward line, but no mark there by Ben Dolman. There's Sampamon for Marcelin, just taps it towards the boundary line. Picks up 5 metres, throw in, 55 away from the St. Kevin's goals.
Smoke-free scoreboard, 7-2-44, leading St. Kevin's 2-4-16, Marcelin in control.
They just can't get the ball down to Lucas and Gene Syracuse, 1 out at the moment. That's their problem.
Well, Brown got the tap to his teammate Johnson. He hand passes to his teammate in Frasina. A nice toe tap, gets it to Deneen on the half volley. Shows great skills as the medalist. His tap pass though, you butter them up and he hands it over to Garvey. Right half back. His short pass just comes off. Byrne takes the fingertip mark at his toes. Half forward. Ball punched away beautifully by Sampamon of Marcelin. It's going towards the boundary line. Brown can't pick it up. Taken in by Grinter. But look, Slattery reads the play beautifully. His hand pass into a pack. It's picked up though by Lucas. He's tackled. Ball jars out. Kicked off the pack, off the ground. Comes out to Brown. Links again with Slattery. Hand passes it to Seabury. He plays for touch and the veteran finds it. And it's at half forward for the St. Kevin's side. Smoke-free scores 14 minutes, second term. Marcelin 44, Scobbs 16.
We saw a little bit of that Lucas magic then, but he had to come out to the 45-metre mark to get the ball. They cannot get the ball down to their goal square at the moment.
Ball was tapped towards the half-forward line for St. Kevin's, but it's intercepted by Johnson. Hand pass it to Slattery. Oh, the veteran. He's got his hands on his hips, but he's one of the best Eagles out there. And he hand passed it deliberately for the boundary line, picks up 10 metres. Winding down the clock again.
Yeah, chewing up the clock. That's what you got to do.
Throw in. Now Pickford goes up against Brown. Johnson over the back for Marcelin. Good tap. Comes down to Fraser. Off Marcelin. Kicks around the corner. Out of bounds again.
Gee, their runners are impressive at the moment. Marston's runners are at the fall of the ball. They're picking it up and they're running away.
And it's Marsland's better players, their marquee players like Deneen and Cox are getting their hands on the ball. You can't say that about St Kevin's at the moment.
Well, Pickford gets the tap for St Kevin's, goes over to Sadler, it jars out to Kempton, his teammate, kicks to the half-forward line for St Kevin's. Sampamont can't take the mark. Out the back, backing up is Jared. Now for the Eagles, kicks back to two players, and Slattery just can't control it. Now he does. He runs around his opponent, Pickford. Oh, you're fantastic, Mr. Veteran. He's kicked down to the half-forward line. Marnie and Ibrahim. Free kick to Marnie for being held by Ibrahim.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was on, and a shocking mistake.
He's handed it up to Deneen, 45-metre mark.
It's home.
And it's going to go through for a goal. Caffrey's he kicked it. Has it gone through for a goal? Marcelin, a goal against the breeze. A vital goal. We'll give it to Deneen or we give it to Caffrey.
Bernie Deneen. I'm sure Anthony Caffrey would have been celebrating loud and hard, letting the crowd know about it, that he got a foot on the ball, but he didn't. Deneen's kicked one from 42 metres out, low and hard. A turnover by St Kevin's.
Yeah, it was a bad turnover, and the problem occurred because Luke Marnie tried to kick it off one step. He had no momentum, he had no penetration. The ball never reached its target. Deneen intercepted.
Deneen's third goal, 2 in the first, 1 this term. Smoke-free scoreboard, 15 minutes, second term. Marcelin, 50. St Kevin's, 16 points. Good bounce, goes to Brown of Marcelin, gathers it. He's tackled into a pack. Johnson comes out with it. Hand passes to Fraser. Here they come again. The hand passes to his teammate Ian Godwin. Short pass isn't that good to the half-forward line. Pack of players form on the arc. Marcelin to attack. They need something here, Scobbs. Well, it's Dolman coming through. Ben driving drop punt to his half-forward line. Lucas, he pushed out Flynn, or Jared it was. Free kick to the Marcelin team at half-back.
Well, the man of the moment, Chris Slater, has just been relieved, and onto the ground. Relieving him now is McMillan.
So a short for a tall.
And he's about to receive the football, McMillan, and he has got space in which to run.
And he's got some pace as well. Now, toe tap, looks good. He finds the chest of the leading Cox. Hand passes to Fresina. He works through the pack. Back to McMillan at 45. Hurried kick. Ball bouncing around. Deneen gathers. Could it be goal number 4? Well, he won the best and fairest last Monday night for the competition. And you can see why with skills like that. 4 goals in the space of 1.5 quarters. At the 17-minute mark of the second term, Marcelin must be looking great things to take out their first A-section premiership. They're 9-2-56. St Kevin's 2-4-16. As you heard Mick Hagan said, it's the smoke-free scores.
The smoke-free scoreboard, and Bernie Deneen's last 5 minutes in conjunction with Chris Slattery have been a gem to watch. Deneen's goal then, you will see none better in a tough, swirly conditions. He's come out of the pack, he's had to fend off one, and he's kicked it to the left boot and it's gone through goal post height.
Well, the bounce has restarted play again. Johnson gets his hand on the ball. He's been vital in his term in the centre. Couldn't get it out cleanly. It goes to Kempton of St Kevin's. Gets it to O'Connor. All these possessions for the Scobbs are under pressure. Now Greta picks it up. He's under pressure. Gives it to Kempton. He's under pressure. Out to O'Connor at 45. The snapshot out of bounds on the full. No, it just squeezed in for it behind. Smoke-free scores. Marcelin 9-2-56. St Kevin's trailed by 39 points. 2-5-17. 18 minutes, second term.
Well, we've got a second, Nick. Bernie Deneen.
Yeah, well, look, it didn't surprise me at all. As soon as he got that ball, I knew he was going to wheel onto his left foot, and when he screwed around the corner, it was no surprise at all. We've seen him do it at state level. No surprise he can do it in the grand final. But it's Marston looking like they've got the wind at the moment. They've got their tails up, they're running the ball, they're taking the risks. St Kevin's just can't seem to find any sort of system at the moment.
Waters restarts play for Marcelin, kicks the ball to himself, kicks outside the arc to a pack of players. They need a mark here, St Kevin's. They can't find it. Pack of players picking it up. It is O'Shea, I think, kicks a mark taken by Gian Syracuse. Mick Gian Syracuse has taken a strong pack mark on his chest in the end, and he's going to go back and kick from directly in front. And if I could give him a tip, I'd say kick it quickly, because your side trails by 39 points and they need a couple of goals before half-time.
The changes are about to swing. Marston's about to come on for Marcelin.
And Mick Gian Syracuse gets that goal, and that is his first goal for the match. He has 1 goal, 1. And now the lead is 33 points on the smoke-free scoreboard. 19 minutes, second term. Marsland 9-2-56, St Kevin's 3-5-23.
James Ibrahim comes off the ground. He's been a wonderful contributor. Marcus Dolman, the club captain for St Kevin's, comes on. And coming off now is Danny Sadler.
Going to restart play in the centre. Both these sides into their first A-section grand final. The last time that happened was in 1962. Now, it's O'Flynn against Pickford. Pickford got the tap, but it went straight to McMillan of Marsland. His hand pass, though, is taken by Greenham. Back to Pickford, back out to Marnie. Here came St Kevin's from 50 metres. Marnie into the goal square. Touched. Rushed through for behind. Good defence by Fraser, it was, of Marsland. Smoke-free scores, 20-minute mark, second term. Marsland 9-2-56, St Kevin's 3-6-24.
Yeah, well, Luke Marnie then probably could have taken a bounce and run to almost about 35, but he didn't know. But that they really need to rattle on 2 goals in a hurry, do St Kevin's, and get a bit of confidence going and perhaps throw the pressure back in Marsland's court. Justin Seabury kicking out to the far side, going long. He's found nothing but St Kevin's players there, and it's Grinter.
Now, is he within range, Nick? He's at 55 metres. He's going to drop it into the goal square. Need a mark. Plenty of hands on it. There's Dolman. Ben gets it out towards Gian Syracuse. Mick, free kick. Free kick's been paid. Now, Mick Gian Syracuse has snapped it through for a goal, but the free kick is going to come back. Marcus Dolman. He was taken too high. He's holding his head. Down there, you've got Frasina, Waters, Fraser. They've both got their arms up near the mark, and they've been told to step back a couple of metres, and like they were doing some sort of dance routine. We're back in unison.
Dolman is locked up right on the boundary line, and we're into the 20-minute mark now of this second quarter. He plays on, and he's kicked it across the face. It may have scraped in from behind. It has. Registers a point. St Kevin's now moved to 3-7-25. They trail Marsland 9-2-56. Nick, coach of St Kevin's at the moment, is there anything
pulling his hair?
do?
That's another example, Mick. That wasn't a difficult shot. Marcus Dolman should know he could have walked almost right up to the man on the mark, taken one step out, and with the wind just popped it through. Instead, he tried a banana. He was about 10 metres off the man on the mark. Not smart.
That's called pressure, isn't it, Nick?
It's called pressure, Brad, but that's what you've got to come up against if you're going to win a grand final. At the moment, Marsland are playing much better under pressure.
Well, Seabury restarts play, and he gets it out to the boundary line, marked though by Grinter of St Kevin's.
This is within distance.
He must have a shot.
They need a team lifting goal, St Kevin's. It's a 31-point lead to Marsland. Awkward floating kick. Might have gone through. No, touch on the line, indicated by the goal umpire. And it was Johnston going back for Marsland to touch the ball. So now it's 9-2-56, plays 3-8-26, 22 minutes, second term, smoke-free scores. Marsland leading by 5 goals.
They're swinging the changes again, Marsland. It's St Kevin's repeatedly going into attack, but they can't find the majors.
Seabury brings it out. That's 11 shots each, by the way. His kick nearly taken in again by Grinter. Did they touch the ball? No. Free kick. It will go to St Kevin's at 50 metres. And the short pass by O'Shea into the centre half forward area. No mark can be taken. It's gathered by Seabury. Kicks hurriedly towards the boundary line on the other side of the ground. Chasing after it is the Marsland player in Godwin. Couldn't gather. Out the back. McMillan plays the boundary line. Now that is wasting time. But once again, they get away with it. It seems to be a VAFA directive.
He was smart. Caffrey comes off.
Didn't make up any meterage then, Nick.
Yeah, but he covered it well with his body, and there was enough players around.
Okay. Agree to disagree. Throw in. Pack of players. Johnson's in there for Marsland. Now this is Marcus Dolman. His kick is towards the full forward area. Oh, well done then by Seabury to spoil. Ground level. Under pressure is the St Kevin's attack. Picking it up again is Seabury. He's gone for the boundary line. That is 2 important saves. 3 important saves in the space of a minute by Seabury.
He sees the ball comfortably out of bounds on the far half-forward flank golf course side of the ground, and we're approaching 23 minutes and 30 seconds, and Marsland still holding or enjoying a 30-point break.
Well, it's Grinter getting the tap, but taken by Deneen. He's tackled by Grinter. Jars out. Surely he had an opportunity. Play on. Fraser picks it up for Marsland. Runs around Fraser of St Kevin's. Short pass. Did it stay in? No. Out of bounds on the full. Possession with O'Keefe of St Kevin's is at 80 metres.
It's amazing what you said there, Brad. Runs round. It's amazing the number of time Marsland players run round their opposition.
Good mark to Frasina at centre half back for Marsland. Stood his ground, overhead mark.
Just umpire might have missed one there. Lucas was retarded behind. He might have been on the blind side. However, it's Marsland playing on. He's gone straight around bowls. He's elected to go to the far side of the ground, has Frasina, and Garvey steps in the way on the far wing position to take the mark. He plays on through the centre corridor, and Pickford is all alone here in the middle of the ground. He must relieve it long, and he does. He gives the St Kevin's forward line an opportunity up to the pack, but again, oh, he's got it. The big fella from St Kevin's has taken the mark. That's right on the goal line. Grinter has taken the mark. He's taken the last 2 or 3 marks from the kick-ins, and he now presents an opportunity for St Kevin's to register their 4th goal. We're approaching time on. It's 24.5 minutes, and Grinter will line up from approximately 20 metres out directly in front.
Very good pair of hands there by Grinter. I think Jared committed to the ball too early.
He's nailed it, and St Kevin's get a well-earned major. They move on to 4 goals, 8, 32 points on the smoke-free scoreboard, trailing Marsland 9-2-56, and we're entering now time on 25 minutes.
The smoke-free scores, and this quarter is brought to you by the Crown Entertainment Complex. It's 3 goals to 2. That's St Kevin's kicking 3. And Marsland 2, both those goals to Deneen. 56 playing 32. How many more goals do the Scobbers need to be within touch?
I think they need another 2. We've probably got about 5 minutes to go. If they can narrow it down to sort of 2 goals, 2 or 3 at half time, and they'd be happy.
11 shots to 12, by the way. St Kevin's, they're trailing. They have had one more scoring shot.
It's been a 5-goal quarter, so Nick, I'd agree with you. He's got about 5 minutes to run.
So it's Pickford up against Brown in the centre. And it's Brown getting the tap, but down to a pack of players. Going through hard is Josh G and Syracuse. His hand pass, though, goes over to an opponent. And it's Frasina. He hand passes to Cox. Cox for Marsland. Kicks the half forward. Garvey can't pull it in. Ground level. O'Flynn hoovers it for Marsland. Big kick. High kick. Strong mark. Well done, O'Shea. A lovely mark at centre half back.
All St Kevin's there almost, although they almost overcommitted. 4 went for the ball. Fortunately, when Marsland got the football, there was no one to kick it to.
Here's the veteran Kavanagh. He's taking the ball, kicks down to his half-forward line, goes through a pack of players. Once again, Cox is the linked man for Marsland. His kick, though, is to Fraser of St Kevin's. Hardly called him today.
Yeah, I was just about to say, very quiet. In the first quarter, he was prominent, but this quarter, hardly at all. He goes short, looks for the big fella again, he drops it.
He could be the hero here, Grinter. He's gone to the ground level. Packs form 40 metres away from their goals. O'Flynn's coming off. Caffrey coming on for Marsland. 56 plays 32 on the smoke-free scoreboard. 27 minutes into the second term.
Dolman, I notice, is nursing that right shoulder, which is heavily strapped. The captain of St Kevin's. He's getting out of the play there momentarily. A beautiful kick by Fraser early. Unfortunately, the big fella Grinter couldn't hold on to the mark.
And from that bounce, it was Brown tapping it to his little man, McMillan, and he punched it towards the boundary line. Ball being thrown in. 44 metres away from St Kevin's goals. 56 plays 32. The Scobbers need a goal here to keep in touch. From the throw-in, went to ground. Now Sampamont's being tackled. Didn't have the ball. Ball's worked out of bounds, thrown in. It was by Dolman. Marcus, it was tackling Sampamont. Now it's at 50 metres away from Scobbs' goals.
Marsland can chew up time here by 1 or 2 minutes. You'd think St Kevin's have almost got to take it back up to the wing and back into their forward line.
Over the back, O'Shea for St Kevin's came across with the punch, but it goes to Seabury of Marsland, kicks it off the ground. Now, he's found Jared, his teammate. He hand passes it to Deneen, showing some pace.
Hasn't Calorie got some pace?
Being chased by Calorie. Deneen forced to kick along the ground, and he picks up 20 metres. It's out of bounds on what we'll call the Bowen wing on the outer side of Elsternwick Park. 9-2-56, plays 4-8-32, 28 minutes into the second term.
The sting's just gone a little bit out of the Marsland on ballers at the moment. They have played exceptionally well this quarter.
Well, Fraser,
but the difference is they are finding the link with space.
O'Keefe kicks hurriedly for St Kevin's towards our half-forward line. O'Connor can't take the mark, but he recovers well for Scobbs. Kicks to the zone, looking for a mark. Marcus Dolman couldn't pick it in for St Kevin's. Ground level, got to be a free kick. It is to Marsland. It's going to Godwin, and it was against Lucas going over his shoulder.
Lucas just a little bit unnecessary in terms of that approach in the footy. He did hit it hard, but a silly free kick at the end of the day, which has resulted in Marsland relieving the pressure on the half-back flank. Brown sends the football to the far side. Deneen's in chase there with Calorie. He's hot under his hammer. Deneen gets the football away, picked up by Fraser. He looks into the centre corridor of the ground, and the ball is jarred loose. It comes in Grinter's territory. Over to you, Brad.
And it's being picked up now. This is good play by, we'll go with Fraser of Marcelin. His kick towards Fraser of St. Kevin's, and Fraser of St. Kevin's has taken a strong chest mark.
Interesting, Mike MacArthur-Allen is tagging Deneen with Callery now. He's probably the only guy that's got the ability and the zip to go with him. So that contest, as this game endures, could have a big bearing on the outcome.
Got
Fraser,
the pace, hasn't he, Nick?
High kick into the centre. Pack of players. Ball's punched down to the ground level. Fraser can't take it for Marcelin. Taken by Kempton of St. Kevin's. His hand pass under pressure. Cox chases it, as does O'Shea. O'Shea for St. Kevin's gets a boot to ball, and the ball trickles out of bounds 50 metres away from St. Kevin's goals. Smoke-free scoreboard, 30 minutes. Marcelin 9-2-56, St. Kevin's 4-8-32.
Interesting scenario here. St. Kevin's are definitely not out of the game. Obviously, we're approaching half-time very shortly. They're still in it. They shouldn't give up hope.
Well, taken high then was Kavanagh, and not paid. It's going to be a bounce at 55 metres away from St. Kevin's goals.
I think that was Greenham there, Brad.
Did I say Greenham?
Kavanagh.
Sorry, yeah, it was Greenham. And I think the umpire was Gibson, was unsighted. Anyway, ball's bounce. It goes just towards inside the arc. Picked up by O'Connor. Snapshot well wide, out in the full. He's not on song today, O'Connor. 9-2-56, St. Kevin's 4-8-32. 30 minutes, smoke-free scores. His second term brought to you by the Crown Entertainment Complex.
He's done well there, Michael Durin Siakusa. He held up the play, didn't give the ball back because Marcelin had a number of players flooding to the members' side of the ground. And as it is, he now has to kick to a pack.
Well, Waters kicks in front of Scob Hill. Big drop punt. Bickford's in the box seat, pushed out smartly by Godwin of Marcelin. Ground level, pack of players. Godwin goes in, have a bounce. 60 metres away from the St. Kevin's goal still. This time it's on the stand side of Elsternwick Park.
I think there's a little bit of difference between the two sides at the moment, Nick, Brad, is that when Marcelin do get the football from the result of a free kick, they're quick to respond, get back into their space quickly.
9-2-56, St. Kevin's 4-8-32. 31 minutes, second term, smoke-free scores. Brown up against Pickford. Pickford pulls it in. Is it go for St. Kevin's? Hand passes to O'Connor, all under pressure. Slattery's in there for Marcelin. Works his way out though to Bowles of St. Kevin's. Hand passes to Callery. Snapshot. Need a mark here to St. Kevin's. And it's Lucas. The man has marked at 40 metres, slight angle.
Well, it's unbelievable. We've got Matt Lucas playing at full forward and playing like a 6'2" player. His strength, as we know, is when the ball hits the ground. But today he's been forced, because of the way they've lined up, to compete for those marks in the end. I think he's done very well for the opportunities he's had.
Hasn't kicked the goal yet, Mick, and I think that Lucas can reduce this 4-goal lead to 3 goals. Half-time siren, starts it out right, stays right, terrible kick.
Unfortunately,
Sneaks in
it was
for a behind.
terrible kick. I was just going to say, before Lucas had the kick for goal, Callery, a very good decision-making moment there earlier. He had to get it back. Nick, as a coach, you'd have been delighted with Callery's effort to get that ball front and square to give his forwards a chance.
Certainly been one of their better players, and that was a very good centering kick, but unfortunately came right at the end of the quarter. What they needed was those for the first sort of 20 minutes when they had a fair bit of the ball.
Let's just tell you that the scores at half-time. Marcelin, 9 goals, 2-56. St. Kevin's, 4 goals, 9-33. We see Dragonowan. He's like one of those Roman gladiators. Has just taken his players off. They've all run off. They've all jogged off down the race. And while St. Kevin's gather on the smoke-free wing, they're looking a bit flat-footed, Nick. It was a good move by Dragonowan.
Yeah, they do look despondent. I'm sure though Mike MacArthur-Allen will fire them up, and if they can put in a good third quarter, maybe peg 1 goal back. It's a big ask, I know. They're not out of it.
That smoke-free quarter went 32 minutes. It was 3 goals to 2. 3 goals to St. Kevin's, 2 goals to Marcelin, and they're both to Deneen. And the goal kickers for the match, please, Mick.
For St. Kevin's, with Greenham with 1, Grinter 1, Kempton 1, and Jiren Sakusa. For Marcelin, Slattery 1, James Ibrahim 1, Anthony Caffrey, Dragonowan, Brown, and with 4 wonderful goals, Bernie Deneen. Finishing with his last goal was the highlight of the match to date.
This is the Southern FM and Northwest M coverage of the VAFA A-Section Grand Final for 2001.